Okay, good morning, class. This will be your part three lecture video from the same chapter, chapter three, Pandas library. So let's continue. So far, we already cover on data structure, functionalities on indexes, reading and writing data. So now I'm going to cover on data manipulation and handling missing values. Okay, there will be part four video as well, which is covering some basic statistics, some plots, plotting using statistics like histograms and all these things. Okay, data manipulation and handling missing values. Panda is also very important, as I mentioned early of the lecture in first part of the video. Pandas is very important for data analysis, right? So this one is very important for data cleaning. So data cleaning means fixing and organizing messy data. So the data is not in good quality. Pandas is helping you to create, to make it a good quality data in order to be suitable for your algorithm to further up your analysis. Okay, data cleaning often involve dropping irrelevant columns, rename column names and meaningful names, making data values consistent. Okay, this can be like the data types. Okay, replacing or filling in missing values. So all these criteria is actually comes under data quality. Okay, data quality. Yeah, remember this. Okay, let's see an example how to drop rows with missing values. Okay, if there is any missing values in your in your data frame or in your table, okay, basically you can use a method called drop and a. Okay, you can see drop and a function. So first of all, you need to import pandas, define dictionary with a sample, and you know that what is dictionary, right? So define dictionary, which is already come with the columns A, B, and C, and then create the data frame. Done. And you can see this one, the output is this. Okay, the original data, comma, df. Okay, so we can use, okay, from this data, you can see that we have NaN, right? The output, based on the output, you can see there are four NaN. So this NaN is means that not a number. So it is not a number. So we can say that this is considered missing values. Okay, so we're going to use a method called drop NA to remove the rows with any missing values. So in this case, just use df clean. So which means you just give any suitable name for your new data set that you're going to create. Df equal to df. Okay, the df is the original data here. Okay, df dot drop NA bracket. Done. Okay, print clean data, comma, df clean. So this data will be printed, the new data. So you can see this output. So whatever rows that having missing values, okay, like row number 1, row number 3, and row number 4. So all these four rows are deleted. You can see that row number 1, row number 3, row number 4. So the leftover are row number 1 and row number 2 and row number 5. So that will be your output. Okay. So we are done with drop the missing values. So we'll continue with fill in the missing values. We already have some missing values in our table. So we're going to fill up those missing values. How are we going to? How to fill up the missing values? We use a method called fill and a function. Okay. So as usual, import pandas. After that, create the dictionary. Okay. Data set with A, column B, column C. And you can see the none is the consider the missing values. So you can create the data frame df equal to pd dot data frame bracket data. So the data which is we try to create as a data frame. Okay, so you can see this output over here. This is the original data without any modification. So you can see the presence of missing values. Okay, okay. So in order to fill up missing values, in this case, you can see here the comment section part here. So filling not a number values with zero. So we try to replace NaN with zero value. The value is zero. So df dot fill NA. So this df is actually come from the data frame name. Okay, df dot fill NA 0, comma in place true. So we replace all the records with all the missing values record 0. So you can see this is the final output. So whatever not a number values, it's become 0 now. Okay, it's up to you, any values that you want to, but in this case, they just give you an example. 0, they fill up with zeros. Okay, generally I have teach you that fill up missing values, but statistically you can fill up based on mode, mean, and median. Okay, that is possible as well. Use aggregate function to fill the missing values. Okay, let's see some aggregate functions. This is what I mentioned about mean, median, and mode. Instead of filling with zeros, okay, we can use also use aggregate functions to fill the missing values. Let's look at an example to fill missing values with the mean. So in this case, in this example particularly, each column with the missing values they want to replace with mean values. Okay, so as usual, import pandas, create the data, from the data, create the data frame, done. So we got this, the existing data. Okay, fill in the missing values with the mean for each column. So which means this mean is calculated based on every column. Okay, if column A means we calculate the mean. Column B means we calculate the mean. And you know, right, how to calculate the mean? Total up all the values in a row, okay, in that particular column, divide by the number of uh, elements. So df dot fill NA is in bracket df dot mean, okay, comma, in place true, print the data. So you can see that they replace with mean. So in order to calculate the mean, you can see we try to add the value 1 plus 2, 2 plus 3 is 6, 6 plus 5 is 11. 11 divide by, okay, for the column A, 11 divide by 4, not 5, because usually not a number, missing values, is not counted as an element. Okay, so you will get 2.75. So that is what they replace over here. Same goes for the other columns. Okay, so column B, we have 2 plus 3 is 5, 5 plus 4 is 9, 9 plus 5 is 14, 14 plus 14 divided by 4 elements, we'll get 3.5. Okay, and the last one, we have column C, 1 plus 2, 3, 3 plus 5 is 8. 8 divided by 3. So you're supposed to get 2.66. So this is how they replace. And remember, not a number or missing values in the columns, usually not counted for the mean, median, and uh, mode. Okay, remember this. Next, handle the duplicates. We might have a duplicate rows or duplicate values in your data set, right? So how are you going to check and how are you going to handle? So let's see. You can check for the duplicates. You use a method called duplicated. Let's see if we want to drop, okay, we want to drop or delete the duplicated records, use drop duplicates. First, check the duplicates. Next, drop the duplicates. So as usual, import pandas, create data and the data frame. Okay, you'll get the existing, the original data frame, which means the original table. So first of all, you need to check your duplicated records. Okay, to check the duplicated records, you use, okay, this is the title, this is just the title. Okay, like this one. See, duplicate rows, comma, okay, it will be go to the next line. So this means it go to the next line. Already learned this before, right? So df square bracket df dot duplicated parenthesis, close the square bracket to string, okay, bracket index which is equal to false. So we try to identify there is a duplicate rows which is from column A and column B, which is 2626. So that is what it has been identified here. So we try to remove the duplicate. So after we identify or detect, now we're going to remove the duplicates value. Okay, so in order to remove the duplicate value, we use this particular method, drop, okay, duplicates, df dot drop underscore duplicates, subset equal to A should be in square bracket, comma, keep first, comma, in place equal to true. Okay, print the data frame after removing duplicates based on A. So after removing the duplicates, so they have only 1, 5, 2, 6, 3, 7, and 4, 8. So one of these is no more there in the list. Okay, this is how we try to remove the duplicates values or elements. Okay, next, rename column names to meaningful names. So in your existing data set, there is no any column names. Okay, for example, in this case, the column name is A, B, and C. So there is no any proper value or proper meaning for that A, B, C. It's just a column A, B, and C. We can give them a proper name. So how to rename the column? We use a method called rename method. Okay, df dot rename bracket columns. Okay, so what are the columns that you want to rename? Columns A change to H, B change to name, C change to salary, and all are open and close with single quote because they are strings. Okay, print df dot toString bracket index equal to false. Here the column of df are renamed to ABC to be more meaningful names as age, name, and salary. So you can see the final outcome. Okay, next. Pandas handling missing values. So it's actually mixed around, yeah? So don't get confused. Somehow it's just a continuity from the missing values part. Okay. In Pandas, missing values often represented as not a number, okay, can cause problems during data processing and analysis. These gaps in the data can lead to incorrect analysis and misleading conclusions. Okay, either it can make your analysis to be biased. This is the term that you need to remember. Bias results. Pandas provides a host of functions like drop NA, fill NA, and combine first to handle the missing value. So we already learned about drop NA, fill NA in Notchet, learn about the combine. Huh? Okay, let's see. Let's consider the following data frame to illustrate various techniques on handling missing data. So this will be shows like a complete package of how to handle the missing values. Let's see one by one. Okay, let's consider the data frame to illustrate various techniques on how to handle the missing values. So in order to get the numbers and the pandas, we import pandas and numpy. So after that, we create the data frame with the missing values, okay? And p dot not a number, and p dot not a number, and p not a number. Okay, we create and we already got this. So here we use the NumPy library to generate not a number values in the data frame. So if you have a question in your mind, why we use NumPy, okay, in Pandas library over here, because to generate not a number. Okay, remove the rows containing missing values. So this one we already learned before. Okay, I think few slides back. You can get the answer. I mean, get the example. This one is a drop and a function. Okay, so df drop and a bracket in place true. So we try to remove all the rows with uh, missing values. Okay, so I guess row number 3 is deleted. This one is row number 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. So row number 3 is deleted. Row number column B, yeah. Okay. We have left only row 1 and row 4. So row 0, which is index 0. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 0 is deleted, 2 is deleted, 3 is deleted. So the left are 1 and 4. Okay, so in this example, we remove all the rows with containing not a number values by using drop any method. How to replace the missing values with mean? We already learned about how to replace with mean, right? And I already teach you how to calculate that. Remember, when you fill up the mean values, the missing value element is not counted as one of the count in order to divide the values of the total values of the means. Okay, we can use fill and a methods. Uh, let's see. Okay, in this example, they use mean first, median, and then mode. And you know what is mean? Mean is average. Median is half, like, in the middle point, not midpoints, which is the value which in the list uh, of any elements in the middle. Okay, and the mode is the more frequently occurrence of numbers or elements that we can found in particular row or columns, usually columns lah. So dfa fill an a value equal to dfa dot mean. So we try to replace with the mean method in place true. So your first column A, the missing value, which is I think number 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, this one. It's replaced with mean. So 3 or 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 4 is 7, 7 plus 5 is 12. So 12 divided by 4, you will get 3. So that is how we replace 3 over here. And the second case, you can see that median, they use the median for B. For B, they use median. So median means we have uh, first row. There is a missing, this one. They replace with 3.5. So how many missing records? So you can see that we have to arrange the record in increasing order, right? I guess it's already in increasing order. You can see 2, 3, 4, 5. So the middle values are 3 and 4. Since it's an even number, we have to take two elements, two values. So 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 plus divide by 2, you will get 3.5. So correct. So this is what they have replaced. And the mode. Okay, mode. Next, the mode is replace the value with the mode. So you got, you can see, uh, 1, 2, 3, and row number 4. Row number 4 is this one is supposed to be the missing value, but they replace with 1. Okay, so and in this case, the mode is counted as 1 because they already mentioned replace the mode since we cannot find the mode here because there is no any repeated records. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 5. So all are single element, right? So they already mentioned repeat. I mean the mode assume that it's a zero index 0. So index 0 is 1. So the missing value is replaced with 1. Okay, so this is how we're supposed to do uh, handling the missing values. Okay, replace values using another data frame. We can actually use another table to replace the existing missing values table. Okay, we use the same fill and a method. So as usual, import pandas, import numpy, create the data one, data frame one, create data two and data frame two. Okay, and you can see that first column, second column, sorry, first row, second row. Okay, this one, so row index 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that is what they write here. See? Okay. So index 0, the value is A is 1. So they never change the value. Okay. Index 2, index 2 is the one missing here, right? So the index 2 here is 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the value is 30. So that is how they replace 30 over here. Okay, next index 0, column B. Yeah? So column B, the first index, which is index 0, which is 10. So they replace with 10. So they just compare the values, but make sure that uh, the data frame also have the same number of elements, some number of rows, number of records, number of columns. Otherwise, it will be misinterpreted. It's wrong. You can't combine them. You can't replace the values. Okay, and column C, yeah, we have row number 4, which is index 3. Index 3, row number 4. It has been replaced with 40 because you can see the row number 4 is 40. So this is how we compare the two data frame 1 and data frame 2, okay, to replace the missing values. Pandas aggregate function. Aggregate functions in Pandas performs summary computations on data, often on a grouped data, but it can also be used series objects. Okay, this can be really useful for tasks such as calculating mean, sum, count, and other statistics for different groups within our data. Okay, aggregate functions. Usually, aggregate function means we can include the summation, average, okay, and then count, other statistics, okay, statistic approaches or statistic calculations. Apply single aggregate function. Even include the maximum value, minimum values as well. Okay, let's see. So we import pandas in this example and then create data frame, done. Calculate the total sum of the value column. Okay, for the value column, you can see this is your value column. There are two columns, category and value. For the value column, you need to calculate the sum. How to calculate the sum? Total sum equal to df value column dot aggregate. In bracket, you have to use sum. Okay, print total sum you got. So your answer is total sum is equal to 135. So you just total up all the elements in value column. Okay, next, mean of the value column. So in order to calculate the mean, we use the same method, average, df value. Okay, which column that you want to use, what aggregate method that you want to use, mean. Okay, print average, you can see the average is 22.5. And then again, use the value column to identify or detect the maximum value. So the maximum value means the highest value, right? And minimum value, you know what is minimum. So in order to use, I mean, get the minimum or maximum value. So in the maximum value, we use max. Minimum value, usually we use mean. M-I-N, not mean. Mean is different, mean is different. So your final output is the maximum value in the value column is 35. Apply multiple aggregate function. So for one particular column, you can apply multiple mm, aggregate function to one or more columns using aggregate functions in Pandas. First of all, import Pandas, create the data frame, done. So apply the group functions. I mean, more than one column. So your result, it can be any variable, equal to df dot group by, okay, category. So we want to apply for category, group by category. So they want to categorize, okay, which means group A, group B. You can see here the output, group A and the group B. The value aggregate is they want to identify sum for group A, sum for group B separately, okay, mean for group A, mean for group B, maximum value for group A, maximum value for group B, and minimum value for group A, minimum value for group B. So this is how we try to use. The additional part in the column here is group by function because we have values, but they are fall under the same groups. So we need to group them together. Apply different aggregation function. So let's see, value one and value two. So okay, pandas import and then create data and the data frame. The aggregate function you can see, yeah, it starts from here. Okay, start from here and end over here. You can see the bracket, the curly braces, open and closed. So all this part is included. They are body of this aggregate function. So value one is as a sum. So value 2 as a mean and the maximum values. Okay, result equal to df dot group by category. So as usual, we need to group them into category A and category B, and the aggregate function follow the aggregate function which is already declared here. So this aggregate function is come from this one. So applying for the sum, mean, and the max. So this is your final output. Okay, group by. We already learned about group by operations, right? So let's see. Based on specific column, this means that we can divide the data frame into smaller groups based on the values in these columns. Once grouped, we can then apply the function. Separately, you cannot apply aggregate function if you have like repeated records like A, B, B, A, B, something like this. Okay, it's very hard to count or calculate the group without group by methods, the mean, median, and all these things. So make sure you have to grouping them together first of all. Okay, group by a single column in pandas. So we create the dictionary containing data. So first of all, import pandas. Okay, after import pandas, we create the data and then create the data frame. Done. Okay. After create, we use the group by method. First of all, gf group by category. Okay, we group them into electronics. So we have same electronics, so they will be uh, joined together, combined together. Category. The sales will be dot sum. Okay, the sales columns will be joined as joined for electronic and clothing. So they will calculate for clothing how much is the sum sales and how much the sum sales for the electronic. group. So this is why we use group by function. Group by multiple column in pandas. So as usual, we use import pandas, create data in the data frame, aggregate functions as usual. Uh, it start here and finish over here. Okay, so calculate both mean and maximum value. Group by, okay, the group by value based on gender and the grade. Gender and grade. So each gender they have a grade AB. So for female AB, male AB. So they group them by AB and the aggregate functions. And the aggregate function is calculating the mean and the maximum, which is passed to here. So your final output, this one. Gender female, grade AB, the maximum mean value is 88 for grade A. Grade B is 85. Maximum value for grade A is 88 and for B is 85 and so on and so forth. So this is how we include multiple columns in pandas. Group with categorical data. Okay, we already learned about categorical data. So we group with categorical data where we want to analyze based on specific categories. So pandas provide powerful tools to work with categorical data efficiently using the group by function. Let's look at an example. Import pandas, then create the data frame done. Convert the category column to categorical data type. Okay, so DF category, this one. They convert PD categorical, okay, DF category. Okay, we use a method called categorical DF category. So group by category and calculate the total sales. So you can see that first of all, group the column A, category A and category B. After that, for category A, they sum up the sales. Okay, you can see 600. So 100, 300 plus 300, you got 600. So the balance is 150, 50, 200, 200 plus 120 is 320. So this is how we use categorical data to calculate aggregate functions. Okay, so that's all for part 3. Thank you. We'll continue with part 4. There's one last part in chapter 3, pandas, that I'm going to cover, which is related to some plotting and all these things. Okay, that it will be the last part of this lecture. Thank you.